What's up, Ian?
Hey, hey, hey. Doing work. You know, when you look at the world through heart-shaped glasses, things seem a lot brighter. There's no time for negativity.
Looks good.
Yeah, we're making this stick, literally. It's pretty sticky, pretty itchy. Using a Sawzall blade, and this is becoming a perfect straight edge to make this line come through to the center of the heart. But that's not all that's developing today. This is the front end of the car. Wait till you see what we got in store for the back. We're gonna drop a little science later in the week. There's a special delivery coming from Heidi, the Chooky hand.
Yay.
Yeah, I was talking to her about the dashboard, about these lights, and made a little development with the tail lights. I talked about KUSTOMS.
Brian and Lisa.
Brian and Lisa McCoy. So check it out. I had these leftover pieces of the exhaust cones. See, it's smaller on this end. So that's what I cut off of the exhaust pipes here. Right? Dig it? Mm-hmm. So I took this on the anvil and I rounded out this flange, right? Then I took the ultimate Christmas ornament taillight and I thought, okay, well, that's a pretty significant amount of tail light for this car. It's a small car with a big tail light. So I thought, what if I Frenched them in, right? So they sat in the back and fastened with a light in it.
Oh, cool.
So you're seeing wherever these land in the car.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So check it out with a light behind it. It gets even more dramatic.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
Super cool.
Frickin' laser beams. But Heidi and I have been conspiring behind the scenes to add yet another dimension to this whole dementia. So we're going to work on that. But first, we need somewhere to put these taillights. So with the Funky Futura car, that was one thing, if I could criticize anything about that, would be that the back was just wide open. Johnny did design these fenders to flip up similar to this. And, you know, we had a cool little paint job in there to give some effect to the back of the car. So these two are kind of similar, but what I was thinking, as much as I love to see the tires, with this car, it's not a dune buggy like the Futura was. This is low and full fendered. So I thought we need something to cover up these tires. As cool as it looks to show these big wide tires on this car, I just felt like the car kind of ended and you looked in and saw a lot of the negative space. I'd like to fill it up. That's where Tom Taylor comes in. That's a whole other story. So I was visiting with my friend. He gave me the manifolds to the Ford engine in the Zephyr, and look right there next to the welder. That thing was laying right in his backyard. So I was shopping around for a Harley fender, for a Model A fender, because I wanted this, right? It's that same kind of flip. But what I wanted to do, come around this way and you'll see. I was looking at this and I thought, you know, what if the fender came around and up like that, like it was a total reverse of that. Like that. So if you were sculpting, it looks like you pulled the fender and just Pretty weird, huh?
Pretty weird. But I'm
Then
here.
we're on the right track.
I'm here for it.
Then we're on the right track. That's what we're up to today, to see if this is going to stick. Already you can see the fender's much too big. So I'm going to make a mark and cut this thing right where it hits the ground. We don't know how low to the ground it's going to be, but probably around the same height as the running board so that the bottom of the car follows through. But this is what I want to accomplish. Wrapping the tire and coming up. And maybe that tail light will just stick into the fender there. I don't know. First time I've ever built one of these.
So did you come up with all of this while I was gone?
I had a vision. You know what they say? Early to bed, early to rise. And a guy like me is home alone and the sun sets at 4:30. By 6:30, I'm gone. And by 3 a.m., I'm awake.
I went on my Lost Boys tour this weekend in Santa Cruz.
Vampires.
It was a lot of fun. I dressed up like Santa Clauses with all the other people.
Rumors. There was a buzz.
It was a grand time. Santa Claus and vampires. Perfect.
Yeah. So it looks like I'm just going to cut this off right here. I'll go right through this bolt hole. Let's put it on the bench. So fiberglass car, steel fenders, steel running boards, metal body. We're mixing it up. Used up all the discs. We got no cutting discs.
Are you out of cutting discs?
I think so.
Oh my God. Okay, do tell. What is this basket?
Well, you know where we have the miraculous hubcap of nuts and bolts that always delivers? This thing generates cutting discs while we're sleeping. Every time I reach in there, there's more. Look at this, see? Just birthed a whole bunch more. It's like a fruit tree. You know, you just water it and it produces fruit. So whatever task we need to accomplish, this bucket, it'll send the love. Actually, I want to thank some of our viewers for sending in these piles of discs. Seriously, that's what makes the magic happen. Free cutting discs. Yeah, look at that. See? It's a match made from somewhere it should never have been. Yeah. So I want to do a left and a right. So I'm going to split this right down the center now.
Oh, so it won't be the full width of the wheel?
It's going to be the full width of the back of the car. I'm going to attach both sides and bring the rear of the car together.
It's like something like out of like the 80s. What were those like anime, like the mini trucks, and they're like all wrapped? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, definitely. Especially as you mentioned with the mini trucks, it's called a roll pan. It would take the bumpers off so the paintwork would come right around the back of the car.
Yeah.
So it's not completely that. It's going to have bumpers. We talked about that. You know, the funky octagon Nerf bars. So we're going to incorporate those. But yes, the car will follow through.
Interesting.
And not just have the engine exposed. You're darn right it's interesting. That's what we're doing here. So I'm already seeing that this fender isn't perfectly symmetrical. This is a lot more. See this nice round out here? So I might have to find another fender. But either way, we'll get this cooking. I think we're actually going to flip to this side of the car because this is the better half of the fender. So I'm going to get the floor jack right now. First I'm going to cut this in half, then I'm going to move the car over so we can get a good visual from that side. That being said, that looks like the top right there. Or I could just make this work. 5 and 10. We got 10-inch, 5. And then, yeah, 10, 5. That's fine. And if you are just following this project, please go back and look. This is like a year or more old. The radical amount of work that's been done underneath this. I mean, full blown. So it looks pretty rough and loose right now, but It's a work in progress.
Should have seen it in the beginning.
So because we got a swing axle in the car, I have to roll it back and forth to get it back to ride height. You'll see how it settles down once you push it. Cool, so we'll use the better side fender over here. And this thing got banged around quite a bit at the other shop. So I'm gonna have to work on all this, but the design holds. That's what I was thinking. See, it wraps tight. It wraps to the fender.
That definitely gives it a lot more attitude.
Thank you for your support.
You're
know,
very welcome.
that reminds me of a Misfits song. Well, look at this. What if we left that open and the taillights were in here as a slit? That would be pretty nuts.
Ooh.
Total departure from the other thing I just invented, but man, in a great world, I would just tack weld that right on there and take a look. We're gonna have to clamp that and hope it holds. That is not clamping. Over there. What I'm trying to do is just get behind this thing and take a look. Let's go to the old tape trick. Everything's so dusty, I was trying to find something with a lot of sticky. I like the glove. That big pile of cutting discs could come in handy sometimes as a shim also. See that? So keep sending them. We appreciate
Gotta
it.
make do.
Let's go like that. Alright, so that's a really loose representation of where we're trying to go. Real trained professional. Yeah, you should see me and Victor while we're on camera trying to do this for the other projects. We tape it, they got markers. They make it look so easy. So see what I'm saying? But it just doesn't really transition the way I was hoping. You know, in my eye, this was going to curve in and back a lot more. You know what? It's kind of like the Cupid doll, right? With the little...
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, actually.
That's what I was going for. Just stand way back and see if that is what I was looking for. So it's not all that bad. The rear of the fender is too low. See, from the back it works. So as you swing through, move to your left, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So I had described that before, where if I was sculpting this, I would have a giant sidewall, right? I'd have a big board, boom, right up against the car. So see, that adds to that. It's just like right through. I think I can live with this. Maybe we'll put another heart-shaped window right in the fender. Wait, I could feel the rotten vegetables being thrown all the way from here.
It's funny, the rotten vegetables on the hard eyes. But that's how you get remembered, man. People gotta hate it.
So, I think I'm just nuts enough to do this. That was the sound of a great idea, just taking off. I think we're gonna do it. I'm gonna leave that right there. No, let's tape a piece of paper in there. Yeah, let's tape a piece of paper in there and decide if that looks too bulky. Because if I was to leave this flush, if I was to flush this out, right, then I think I'd have to do something here. Because it's cupping the tire, you dig? And that's cool. This isn't on air ride. So like when you look at it, this is what it's doing. If it was on air ride, a lot of times when you surround the tire, it gets out of shape. It's only designed to look good in one ride height, but this is where we're at. Let me get a piece of paper. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is me taking care of my knees live. I'm gonna put a little more tape on here since we're starting to feel this.
And if you guys have noticed, we got new microphones.
Hopefully the sound is better. We did hear A lot of criticism about our last video, but all in all, the sound is an improvement.
Well, in the last video, I used 2 different microphones. There was a lot more going on in the shop. And yeah, so.
And yes, so.
And I had to go dress up like Santa Claus with my friends on Friday. So
Yeah,
I had priorities.
Priorities.
But we're back at it. I'm going to keep on throwing that picture up of me with the friends at Santa Claus.
And now, for a little bit of art and sketching. So you got this. Whoosh, whoosh. Somewhere right in there.
So what are you going to make that piece out of then?
Well, I got fiberglass, steel, and cardboard, so I may just use some toilet paper.
A hodgepodge?
No, this will be steel. This will be steel because I could tack it here and come in and do some fasteners. So I don't know. How are you feeling about that?
I think it looks cool.
You're on my side all the time. Love it.
Naturally.
I think I went too high on this. Nothing's got to come down. What's bothering me is this. It's way too curved up. Got to roll off and come down like that. Yeah, see that? That's it. Does that make you uncomfortable?
A little bit.
That's what I was going for. You know what? That is just dumb enough. I'm going for it. As I mentioned, all this is kind of falling apart. See how this is all sagging down?
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to come up with some structure. I think I'm going to pin 2 things to the floor and put a nice solid crossbar on here. You get these expensive bits out of the way. We're going to have to set up some structure and then get into that. Starting to get weird. We're on the right path. Got this crossbar set up. That way our heights are even straight through. Remember I told you this broke and it was sagging, so that's back in action. I'm gonna start to take off all this temporary tape. And I'm gonna put some screws in there just to hold the fiberglass to the steel. So this wheel arch is just to be refined. This area here, still gonna get, it's just roughed in. Gonna get a more definite end, but I wanna be able to just push this into place, but you can see how that's eliminating that ability. We need some screws on the scene. These will all get changed out in the end. It's just part of the process. Always remember, do not drill through your fingers. Always think about where that tool's going.
I got an email. You want to hear this?
We have no time for emails. Oh, this we do.
Well, I read an email today, and I don't remember the name of the sender, but I'm sure he's watching. He said that video that when you were laying on the floor and you were welding, and remember how you were like put a thing in and you shared about how you burnt your ear? So he said that in all of his years of welding, never had an issue, but he saw that and he was like, that's a really good idea. So he started putting in earplugs or covering up his ear when he's welding on his side.
What?
He said that like that very next week, a weld hit his earplug and it rolled off and he felt it. Like it would have went right in his ear. So you literally, for sharing that story, you saved his hearing.
Saved a man's life. Saved his dignity.
His hearing anyway, and excruciating pain.
Well, I'm
so-
glad that helped because I was in excruciating pain.
Yeah.
It ain't no fun.
Yeah, I read that. I think it was this morning I read that. I'm still getting back on track after
That's
my
cool.
fun weekend in Santa Cruz.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened in Santa Cruz?
SantaCon.
Santa?
I dressed up like Santa.
You mean there's hope? Mm-hmm. So this is what I was getting at again. Just that slab side, right? Look at that. It's right. It's as if you were holding a board right up the side of the car. Yeah. Cool. So that's nice enough for now. Trying to think how we can attach this. You know what, I'm going to run a bar right from here to there. I'm just going to clamp it on. I'll tack it and clamp it. That way this doesn't shift. I mean, this would stop it from shifting, but here's me talking myself into it again. All right, moving on. This is pretty good. So from the back side now, like, I'm feeling this. It's weird.
Honestly, it looks better than I thought. I thought it was going to look really cumbersome, but it's really cool. It actually gives more flow to the car.
Yeah, so we'll cut it more like that. Feel me? But that's going to have this little detail that comes through also. So, yeah, I like it. Looking at it here, the bottom's got to come out. Yeah, right there. Bottom could come out even more. There it is. All right. Yeah, I wish I had something I could just stick to the floor. Ooh, I do. I can clamp it right to that thing. Should prohibit it from scooting around the floor.
I'm trying
See the
to
way
understand.
the planes line up?
I'm trying to understand audience so I can get a good.
Yeah, so I need you to just scoot over.
You need me to
your
move?
right. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm giving the audience a view. Stand by.
All right, so now what happens with the rest of this? Because I want to cross over. So we're going to need, it's like, what happens here? Obviously, this little flip detail. Let's just rough that out with a piece of sheet metal. Take a look. All right, something like that. Let's get a measure on there. Rough guesstimation of 34 by, we're not going to come to that exhaust, by a foot. Yeah, 34 by a foot. We got 34. And we got 18. Let's pull that out. So this is the other half of the fender. We're going to use that as a template. We want a nice little hoo-ha and a what's it. So let's first accomplish the what's it, and then we'll do the hoo-ha. We were using this last week, and it was really hard to turn. Remember that adventure?
Yes. It was on the live, too, which was funny.
Yeah, let's juice this up. I think it's just dry from being in the desert. Ready for the comments?
Yes.
Shouldn't you be using a heavier grease, the WD-40?
We don't have it.
We do have it. You know what my answer is?
What?
It's the grease has trapped all the dust in the desert. It's become a cement of sorts.
A slurry.
So this is going to loosen that up, wash it out, and we're going to re-oil it or grease it, as it were. Let's rotate this and see if it doesn't help something. Because, man, if you saw us, we were shaking this thing around the shop trying to turn it. Oh, it's already better. Ooh, what a concept.
WD-40, in my opinion, it's like duct tape.
Put that stuff on everything.
Uh-huh.
I love that sound.
I know, it was
Very Willy Wonka.
very cute.
Two curves, okay? Yep. Cool. Now, what did I say? We're gonna do the hoo-ha and the what's it? I think so. Cool. Now, right about here is where it reverses. Let's reverse. A lot of more. Little clamp and that falls right into place. Cool. Let's just set up onto this. See what we're working with. I was pushing it into the ground, so now we're gonna have to relax it. Okay, there it is. All right, so again, this is very rudimentary mock-up. So what do we want to do around the exhaust? We definitely need some clearance. So I mean, I don't know if we're going to get this involved, but I'm going to cut that out just for now. We're probably going to set this up a lot nicer, but I don't know what it's going to look like. So let's get the shears. Try to start this off with something. I'm leaving this gap here because what I'm going to achieve in the end, see that nice border, right? So that border is going to come around and they're going to join. They're going to be a flat plate right through here. So you have that detail. Goes through the running boards, front fenders, etc. Bang, I tag it right there. Then I'm going to fit all that up. Prepare to tack. A lot of people have asked why I don't clean everything perfect while I'm prepping and getting into this. And my answer in this case is because I don't know if this is going to stick. And I ain't wasting time to clean all that rust off.
You wanted the truth.
If this was a man that knew what he was doing, imagine the preparation that would be involved. So I'm imagining the fender would end somewhere around here, so that's why I'm going to stop welding. That height. Yeah, I'll put a couple more, I'll just keep it stronger. All right. Yeah, so all this will get detailed in. Having a little trouble with this being curved right there, but it's just a simple bend of the metal. Yeah, and this fender's kind of kicking up, so I'm gonna have to work with that. Either they both match or one gets spotted off. I can drop that down a little bit with the steel. So what happens now here? Yeah, something about that from the back. It really looks comical. I like that. Let me see if I have some flat bar. That'll really sell that transition if I do.
So the headlights are going to come out of the back of like that silver piece of this fresh steel?
I don't know. That was my first thought. There's enough room in there.
Because it would look kind of cool if like think it's neat how the blowers come out and like maybe like the tail light comes out kind of next to them.
That's going to hit the tire 100% like that.
Oh, it is?
It would have to be up here.
Oh. It's a lot of holes.
Yeah, no. No, because we need to be that deep.
You couldn't cut that, cut those a little bit, the taillights?
That's part of the magic. Wait till you see what Heidi and I have planned. We need this.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, you know, it's fun. I love that I don't even know what you guys have planned.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited to see with everyone else.
for now, these taillights are a maybe or maybe not. I don't know yet. What we're talking about is how does this come around the back of the car? Flat bar. About the same. No, it's thicker than that. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll put a quick hard bend in this. How are we going to accomplish that? About that much of a radius.
How much of a radius?
This is quick math.
Wow.
Quick math.
If you guys have learned anything about Ian and I, we literally fly by the seat of our pantalones.
So I'm going to put this in this tool. See, I did the quick eyeball check. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use this as the radius because I know it's going to be too big. You know how I know? Because I just did the math. But we're going to bend anyway. We can always make it smaller. No, it's a little bit too tight, but I thought it was going to be too wide. Let's go for a larger diameter. Now we're going to try to bend it on this piece of tube. Drop it all on the floor. Ready? Nope, not going to happen. No, look, that's not even that size. We need something bigger than this. That's quite a bit bigger.
So you're just basically using different things to get the radius that you want for that turn.
Extra points for the use of the word radius. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a bonus. It's a bonus term. Remember that when we play Scrabble later. Ta-da! Like it. Let's loosen that. Let's relax it a little bit. All right, now classic problem with this type of stuff is our jig is getting in the way. But this is such heavy material, I'm just going to end it right at the jig and build that later. We know that's going to push in just a bit, so I'll stay off of that. I'm going to cut it. All right. That's going to be coming in like this. So now, I'm going to cut. What do I want to do? I want to cut this back. We're going to come in there. Let's do a quick chop. I'll get rid of this little lip because we're going to recreate that. Yeah, I'm really not happy with the way that that's coming up. We have to rebuild that. That's the mold. That's the actual fiberglass model mold thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to tack this on. I'm going to pull this out to meet it. I can pull that down. That'll give me that really killer flip that I was thinking about where it pulls way down. See the space there? Mm-hmm. I have to work on that. That's the fiberglass. I'm going to have to cut that and push it down, but I can use the steel as a support. Let's see what I'm getting at. I'm going to cut all this into shape.
Yeah.
This is going to dart like that. Now that I have this flat bar in, I got this huge support to pull this into.
Yeah.
That's what I was lacking before. See, that's the problem with the fiberglass. It's a little bit different shape than what I want, but this will put it into position. And really rigidize the whole operation. Cool. So now I can detach this weld and pull that out for that really intense flip I was looking for from the start. Let me get that cut off.
Your car is on fire.
16 candles. You know what that means? That's less fiberglass that I'm gonna have to grind later.
Just letting the element of fire.
See if I can't get that big clamp and push that out. I think that'll do it. Might have to hammer it, I'm not sure. This forward fender is 3-dimensional right here, so that's why it's going to be difficult to curve it. But this round rod, look at that. Swing it right into place. I love that. Look at that. Neato. Unfortunately, I'll have to repair this area that I'm using as access, but that really simplifies it. Yeah, I'm gonna weld that right there and push that in. I'm trying to bring this out,
Yeah, I see.
but also have this in. The old in-out trick. Like
You said
that.
it's complicated.
It is. I got a pretty good grab on that. Yeah, look at that. Now I can push it right up. With that Sawzall blade stuck in there, gives it the support so it doesn't cave in. What I'm noticing right now is losing its flip right here. I'm gonna have to really work. Oh, there it goes. Never mind, flip is back. It's gonna be okay. Hammer action right there. I don't know if I want to hammer it. I might just leave this loose for now. If I hammer it, it's going to start changing the shape of other things. I'm going to save that for its own little detail adventure. I'm going to trim this back. Cutting disc and weld that together. Put a dolly back there and just whack it once with the hammer. I can't see anything. There it is right there. So I know it's super rough right now, but I think this is illustrating how this line is going to come and split and kind of arrowhead right there.
I think it looks cool.
This still needs development. We're just going to leave that raw for now. We're going to have to smash that down a bit. Yeah, so it's a 20-footer right now. We're going to stand back and just look at this. One thing I really do like is when you look at it, it's compared to the tire that's exposed. It's like its own pod, right? It's almost like the Art Deco look of the Cadillac fenders. It's just a big, massive pod with that waterfall effect. So I think this fender, it's a development. We're going to figure out next the center portion. And I'm going to look for another fender. Worst case, I could make that other half work. But I think we're on to something here. Yeah, it looks even better in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Oh, it looks great. Are you done?
Yep.
Oh, okay.